think I give him a good enough beating in that third fight. That was a beating for the ages. I give him some rattling punches, but he obviously didn't take enough punishment. So, don't rule out a fourth fight. Yeah.
That's heavy, man. That's heavy.
What up, fight fans? Welcome back to Heavy Hands Boxing. This is your man Kirk. So glad you tuned in. So that was Tyson Fury in Saudi Arabia talking about a possible fourth fight with Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Shout out to Fight Hype for the excerpt. Now, I named this video Tyson Fury should avoid Wilder. And here's why. Wilder has changed his look for the better, and I believe truly found who he's supposed to be as a fighter. What is the best version of Wilder? And I think he's pretty much found it. Who is he now? Well, from his workouts and recent first round icing of the Nordic Nightmare, Robert Helenius, Wilder now looks to be a lighter, under 221, more athletic version of himself. And it seems to be his identity, in my opinion. Even though he was light for the first fight, he was still stiff. Now he's moving way more lateral movement, feinting, getting the man to reach. He was always athletic and quick, but he seemed to settle into a mode of lining up those knockouts after figuring out his opponent, which made him more stationary and very, up in the air. He's already 6'6", but he fought tall and he didn't do much else. Now he can be seen, again, feinting and distracting with maybe a little left hook, as he's done in practice anyway, giving some more lateral movement, trying to set traps, all of which hide his massive right hand. There's one old adage in boxing, and that is the punch you don't see is the one that knocks you out. But most likely anyway. Wilder will wreck you even if you do see it. So it need not be said what happens if you don't see Wilder's right hand. God help you. Look at Spilka, ask Helenius, or even Tyson Fury. And speaking of Fury, he too went through a change. He had to figure out with his trainer Sugar Hill Stewart what his true self and boxing identity needed to be as well. And that is a heavier, come forward big man that throws combinations and can still move in the ring. Sugar Hill helped him realize he shouldn't be squeezing down to 250 pounds. Just embrace the big man that you are and come in at a more natural 270 pounds. Wilder, I would say, actually forced him into this realization. Because if you remember, Fury was saying after the fight he can't throw any more jabs than he threw. He can't throw any more feints than he threw in that first fight. So that forced a change in him, and Sugar Hill greased the pass to it too. His 2 wins over Wilder also solidified the idea, and he's kept it ever since. He's been anywhere from 264 to 277, so he's not trying to cut down. He's just coming in shape, and whatever that weight's gonna be. He's not trying to go for 250 pounds anymore. That's out the door. At 6'9", given the girth that he has, forget about it. So Fury has matured as a fighter and ultimately figured out what the best Tyson Fury looks like. Now, the Wilder that fought Fury in the second and third fights, he looked like he had a darkness to him and a heaviness that went beyond his increased ring weight. He came in at 231 for the second fight and even heavier at 238 in the third fight. He was stiff, over-muscled, unathletic, and looked slower, visibly. Contrast that with the new Wilder, and you'll find a guy that seems lighter in spirit. Almost like a load was lifted off his shoulders. He looks loose, seems happy and eager to refine his craft and get back in the ring. Sometimes a good butt whooping makes you open to change for the better. I think a lot of us can sympathize with that. Wilder has definitely picked up some things, going from this guy to this guy. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I gotta say, this Wilder, in my estimation, is a much more dangerous fighter because he's coming in refreshed, refocused, he's a little more refined, and he's retooled. He was already a super dangerous fighter before, and now he's incorporating much more movement and trying to get his opponent to reach. He didn't do this type of stuff before. Plus, he seems just a touch faster. And I guess at 215, you are going to be faster than you were at 238. Definitely. Fury already had problems with Wilder's speed and reach. He's shown he can touch him. And that was supposed to be the unskilled Wilder. And he was dropping him, separating him from his consciousness at times. He will have more problems now because there is nothing more that Tyson Fury can do. But being that Wilder is still learning, he can always add a wrinkle or two to his game, even at this late age. And it seems that he has. He's already shown he can drop Tyson with him being a boxer and put his lights out for 4 to 5 seconds. Here's him saying so.
Well, that was a tough shot. You either on the floor or you're not, type of thing. With Wilder, he's got that much power where you don't get that power. Oh, that was a good one. It's none of that. When he hits you properly, you just wake up on the floor.
We couldn't see from the angle whether your eyes were open or closed. Were you out?
Yeah. For a few seconds.
In the third fight, Wilder dropped Tyson twice again, despite being exhausted with short shots, and that's not even Wilder's forte. Oh, and Tyson was pretty hurt too. But he's a warrior and he fought through it. He's probably the type of guy that, you're going to have to save him from himself if he ain't knocked out cold. So if Wilder is a better mover now with better stamina due to being lighter and an extra wrinkle of offense, his chances of winning can only increase in a major way. It could end up being a matter of, well, how many hits does it take to put Fury out or before the referee just stops the fight? The punch he hit Helenius with wasn't even a good punch. It was just fast. He didn't really turn it over, and he stiffened Robert with it. Fury doesn't need the extra danger Wilder presents now. It'll make good money in Saudi Arabia, no doubt, but he should skip it. Go fight Ngannou, beat him up, go beat up Joshua. Heck, you can have both fights in Saudi Arabia too for big money. Get the unification with Usyk at home. The fans will turn out. The UK fans, are some of the best out there. And then ride off into the sunset as the best heavyweight in this era. You don't want a Pacquiao-Marquez 4 situation. And for those who don't know, Manny Pacquiao and Juan Manuel Marquez fought 4 times. The first 3 times, draw, split decision, majority draw. The 4th fight, Pacquiao needed an opponent. Marquez drops Pacquiao in the 3rd. Pacquiao drops Marquez later on, not in the same round, but just later in the fight. And Marquez ices him with a wicked counter right. Puts Pacquiao to sleep. Check it out.
Tries to roar back to nail Pacquiao with the right hand. Oh! That's another knockdown.
He's not getting up, Jim.
He get up.
He's not getting up, Jim. He's not getting up.
No, he's been knocked out.
If he wants to keep a clean legacy of wins by not going to the well too many times, he needs to leave Wilder alone. Period.